Alright you guys, let's get right into it. I'm grabbing my Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia and I'm starting with the shade Burnt Orange and I'm just applying that all over the crease, going back and forth with my Morphe brush. Next I'm picking up the shade Realgar and I'm going to deepen up the crease, and I'm taking the same brush and I'm just going back and forth and picking up a bigger fluffy brush to blend out all the edges. Next I'm taking the shade Tempera, Tempria, I don't know, sorry guys, but it's in the palette and I'm just applying that right under the brow bone to highlight my brows. Next I'm picking up Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange and I'm applying that into my crease to add a little bit more definition. Now I'm using my glitter pen from Revlon and I'm going to use this as a base for my eyeshadow, and I'm going to keep this pretty low because I have deep set eyes, and so throughout the day, no matter what's on my lid, it'll eventually get into my crease. So I'm just going to use this as a base and keeping it pretty low, and then I'm going to apply my shade all over the lid. Next I'm going in with the Nicole Glow palette with Anastasia, and I'm going to pack the last two shades onto my lid, and I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush. I think this is like a concealer or a lip brush, and I got it at the drugstore. And I like to use these type of brushes for any really glittery or very shimmery eyeshadows. Most of the time I like to use my fingers, but that day I just felt like using a smaller brush. And now I'm picking up the shade Red Ochre and I am slowly building it on the outer V area and blending out the edges. And of course, I'm just making sure that everything is nice and blended. Now I'm going in with my NYX liner. I'm just going to line my upper lash line today. I didn't want to do a wing or anything, so I'm just going to put this on to cover the lash band. Me and this liquid highlighter are going strong. This is the one I was talking about in my first video that I got a little sample from Sephora. And I'm just going to apply it all over the skin, and now I'm going in with my color corrector and I'm just going to cover any of my darkness around my lips and under my eyes. Next I'm taking my two current favorite foundations, which is the L'Oreal Pro Glow and the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundations. I really like these two mixed together. I have dry skin, so I feel like it gives me a lot of dewiness and glowness to my skin. It makes me look younger. It looks more fresh on my skin. And so I was going to take pictures today with my fiance, so I really wanted my foundation to look really nice and glowy. And so I am taking these two and I'm blending them out. Now I'm just adding a second layer of foundation only to the areas where I did put the color corrector, because sometimes you can still see through it, and so I'm just packing that on and just going to blend it out. Now I'm going in with my concealer from Tarte and I'm just applying that under my eyes and on my nose, and then whatever's left over on my beauty blender, that's where I like to also add it to my forehead and by my chin area. Now since I have larger eyes, I have these natural creases under my eyes, and so I like to look up when I'm putting on my concealer and blending it out. That way the product doesn't settle into any of the lines and it could easily look cakey. So that's why I like to wet my brush and my beauty blender, and I like to take the powder and press it onto my skin. That way it looks more smooth, it looks more airbrushed, and it also looks less cakey and it doesn't look drying under my eyes. And whatever's left over, I just like to go over my T-zone. Now I'm going in with the contour kit in the shade Tan to Deep. I'm taking the first two lightest shades in the palette and I am slowly pressing the powders onto my cheekbones. I like to do this method because I feel like it blends the contour a lot more without me trying too much. And I'm just using a blush brush from Real Techniques. And I'm going to continue to blend out the product and add it to my forehead and under my chin. And I'm taking the darkest shade now and applying that more concentrated towards the ears. And I'm also going to blend it out. Make sure you blend it going up into your highlight area. That way it looks more blended and more natural. Now I'm going in with my blush from MAC. This is Melba, and I like to stamp on my blush. I know my camera is not really doing the shade any justice, but it is a very pretty shade. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something more on the neutral everyday side. I really like this blush for that. Now I'm going in with That Glow Kit from Anastasia, and I'm mixing these three shades together. I think it's Dripping in Gold, Bubbly, and I forget the other shade. But I'm going to have it down in the description box. And I'm just going to highlight the tops of my cheekbones and on my nose and by my lips. Now I'm taking my dual fiber brush and I'm just going over all the edges and making sure that everything is blended all together. And I'm also doing the same thing with my beauty blender. I like to just go over all the natural creases on my face, like by my smile line and by my nose where it tends to look a little cakey. So I just like to press it in to make sure that there's no creases and that everything is perfectly blended. Now I'm just adding all the shades that we used in the crease, and I'm going to apply that with an angled brush to my lower lash line, and I'm going to blend it out with a pencil brush. Now I'm going in with my favorite lashes right now, which are the Flutter lashes in the style Islay. I love these lashes so much. I just love how natural they look. I love how lightweight they feel. Plus, they're less than $10 and you can't go wrong with that. So I highly recommend them. Now I'm just setting my brows before I go in and apply my other lashes. I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous in Waterproof. I have to use waterproof mascara because I blink a lot because I wear contacts, so my eyes are constantly drying. And I'm just going to set everything with MAC Fix Plus. Now I'm going in with the Kim Kardashian West lipstick in the shade Kimmy, and I'm just lining my lips with a Jordana lip pencil. Then I'm going to top it off with Anastasia's lip gloss in the shade Gilded. This is one of my favorite products to use, especially for spring and summer. They just look so beautiful together. I love this combo. I love that lip gloss. It's like one of the most underrated lip glosses out there. If you are in the need of a gold shimmery lip gloss, then I definitely say check it out. That wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. Please stay tuned for a cute little surprise, and I'll see you guys on the next one, and don't forget to glow.